Hello and welcome to the whole Bidoof. Today we are going to be looking at the top 10 Pokemon for Sword and Shield. Because not all Pokemon are going to be in these games, I have looked at all of the existing Pokemon and decided which 10 Pokemon need to be in these games the most. I've based my decisions off of many things, such as new features in these games and the culture of the inspiration of the Galar region. For those of you who don't know, the Galar region is based off the UK, and as you should be able to tell from my accent, I am from the UK, which obviously makes me an expert. So let's start off our list with number 10, which is Wailord. Wailord is big. It's really big. And that's why it should be in Sword and Shield. Imagine exploring through the wildlands, riding your water bicycle across a lake, and then blam! There's a giant whale Pokemon that's bigger than the lake itself. It would be absolutely amazing, and we need that in this game. Number 9 on our list is Comfey. Comfey is small. It's really small. In fact, it is tied for being the smallest Pokemon of all time at only 4 inches. Except all the other Pokemon of that size evolve into Pokemon that are much bigger, except Comfey, who will stay tiny forever, unless it's in Sword and Shield. Then we'll get a chance to Dynamax and be absolutely huge, even bigger than all of the other Pokemon. And honestly, I think Comfey needs this as a self-esteem boost, so that's why Comfey should be in Sword and Shield as well. Number 8 is Rattata. Okay, so not many people know this, but Rattata, believe it or not, is based on a rat. I know, this might be hard to believe, but it is in fact true. The fact that Rattata is based on a rat is also the reason that it should be in Sword and Shield. Because you know what rats are closely associated to? The Black Death. The Black Death was a hugely devastating disease that killed a lot of people all across Europe in the 1300s. And that includes in the United Kingdom. So with the Galar region being based on the UK, we need Rattata for the Pokemon Black Death. Number 7 is Aegislash. There is no way that Aegislash could not be in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I mean, seriously, what would Pokemon Sword and Shield be without this Pokemon? You don't know what I'm talking about. Somehow, just look right here. You see that? That's purple fabric. Do you know how rare and expensive that used to be? That is a sign of royalty. And do you know which country has one of the most famous royal families? That's right, the United Kingdom. The very same United Kingdom that the Galar region is based off of. Next up, number 6 is Nidoqueen. Do I really need to explain this one? Have you ever heard of the Queen of England? Queen Elizabeth II is the Queen of England. Nidoqueen literally has the word Queen in her name. She's got the same name as the Queen. She needs to be in these games. Not Nidoking though. There's no King of England. That's just ridiculous. Number 5 goes to Magikarp. You may think there's nothing special about this Pokemon, but besides the fact that this thing can learn the all-powerful move Splash, it also has something else going for it. In the Pokemon TV show, references were made to Magikarp being eaten by humans. Also, it is a fish. And one of the most well-known British dishes is fish and chips. How can you have fish and chips without the fish? And this fish is the best fish for this dish. Now on to number 4. We have Diglett. So I was just talking about fish and chips with Magikarp, and how Magikarp is the perfect fish to eat. That is only half of the dish. But what about the chips? And you know what chips are made out of? Potatoes. And what Pokemon most closely resembles a potato? It's Diglett. I mean, just look at it. It's a brown, round thing hidden in the dirt. That's practically the definition of a potato. Without Diglett in these games, there won't be any fish and chips. And can you really claim that something is inspired by the UK without it including fish and chips? See, I didn't think so. Number 3 is breviary. No Pokemon is more British than breviary. It fully encapsulates the spirit of the country. I mean, just look at that. So you've got red, you've got white, you've got blue. Those are the same 3 colours that are on the flag of the UK. For those of you who don't know, the flag is called the Union Jack, and there is no Pokemon that can represent that flag and the spirit of the United Kingdom better than breviary can. Next up, number 2 is Simmi. I'm not going to lie to you about this one. I didn't pick it for this list because I think it's a perfect fit for the Galar region. I picked it because I know that there would be a huge fan outrage if it wasn't in these games. Simmi is probably the most popular Pokemon that there is. Its awesome design, original concept, and incredible competitive potential have made Simmi a fan favourite. If Simmi wasn't put into these games, then there would be literal riots in the streets of every single major city in the world. People love this Pokemon, and everyone wants to see it taking up a spot in the Pokédex of Sword and Shield. And finally, in the number 1 spot on our list, we have the Lord and Saviour himself, Bidoof. Bidoof is by far the most amazing Pokemon that there is. They would have to be crazy not to add Bidoof into these games. Imagine all the amazing things you'd be able to do with Bidoof, using all the cool features these games are going to include. Imagine walking through the wildlands, seeing majestic Bidoof roaming the lands in their natural habitat. Or imagine Dynamaxing Bidoof and getting a giant beast of a Pokemon that is more epic than any legendary imaginable. I can see the one concern people may have about Bidoof being in these games. It's going to be way too powerful for the competitive scene for these games. But is that really anything wrong with the next generation of competitive meta being overwhelmed with Bidoof? See, no problem. Alright, thanks for watching. I would ask you to leave what your top 10 Pokemon to see in Sword and Shield would be in the comments, but it's irrelevant because this list is the definitive truth. Bye.